pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, and elsewhere in the diaspora. Fellow citizens, today my message is going to be very blunt to all of you. Like I always say, I never take sides. I'm a mixed race. I have blacks in me, which is Nigerian blood, East Indian blood, Amerindian, Portuguese, and Chinese. I make jokes sometimes and say, maybe my great-grandmother then was either a prostitute or maybe get raped, and the genetic passed down. But call it what it may or what it was, I am here today. I like to understand the truth of history. And reading the past in the Bible, historical book, especially about the slave trade and the coolie that arrived, I get confused and I close the book on it because 15% of it might be true, while the other 85 to 87%, if so be the case, is fiction, make believe. We are paying a price because of the era of historians, emperors, kings, and corrupt people in the past. Why we modern generation have to look back so far but can't look into the face of our mother and grandmother, our father and grandfather to take care of them, but talking about some ancient story that was given to us even in Nancy's storytelling, or I'd call it his story, which is history. I am not here for that. If you look at the Bible, and if that is the most magnificent truth, then that got so many conflicting stories, you really don't know which part to take. And if we believe in the teaching of God, Allah or Bhagwan, which is the same person we are calling on in different languages, different culture. Some even pray to the water, some pray to the rising sun. But we as human beings coming back from hundreds of millions of years, can nobody have an answer when it all began? We learned about Adam and Eve. We learned about Abraham. But in many Bible scholars, we forget Adam and Eve and we always put Abraham in front. So I'm wondering to know if somewhere this thing gets mixed up. Because Adam and Eve supposed to be the first. Where was Abraham? He had to come after. My friends, I believe in God. But there are times that God gives me knowledge to analyze and understand the truth. If you hit me, I have feelings, I feel pain. I feel you hit. I either let you go or I hit your ass back. If you kill mine, I will kill yours. I'm not hiding it from you. And I want these corrupt politicians in Guyana and elsewhere to learn one thing. You are only elected to do a job, and such an election or electivity is only temporary. You will come out of power one day, and the postman might be knocking your door, and that will be a hell of a delivery. I hope you know what I mean. You may consider it as a threat, or you may consider it as a warning, but don't hurt me, I won't hurt you. Whether you're white, black, brown, yellow, green, purple, or rainbow, you have a right to your own belief. I have a right to mine. I don't believe in white man, yellow man, brown man, black man, or whatever man. I believe in God and man. God made man in his own image and likeness. And I keep on saying this steady because a lot of you are still dumb, maybe deaf, maybe stupid, I don't know. I am not your judge. But I'm going to ask some question here, I want the answer. Let's go back from civilization 100,000 years ago. If we are the children, great-grandchildren of Adam and Eve, then the Arab, the Jews, the Chinese, and the European, we are all brothers and sisters. Regardless of what part of the zodiac we are in. And if we, the kings of the world, Because I heard a lot of argument from my black relatives and friends. Black people discover light. Friends, the world was created, was dark, and I remember according to the Bible, the Lord said, let it be light. And every civilization began. Every living animal, bird, human, all began. So when you say you discover light, you got me wondering, you must see God. Come out of the illiterateness and the ignorant teaching and wake to hell up to a future and the distance we are going, which we call civilization. 100 million years ago, our ancestor was walking naked. But then the Bible who writes it say, Adam eat an apple, no, Eve eat an apple and beg Adam to eat it. And the Lord warned them not to eat from that apple tree. And the devil turned himself into a snake or whatever and tell Eve, eat the apple. And she replied, for the Almighty says, according to my knowledge, whatever language you have, don't eat that apple. And Lucifer, the devil, said, God don't want you to get wise as him. That's why you mustn't eat this apple. Well, I want to ask my black professors and scholars and Indian professors and scholars, like the European and the Chinese, because the four corner of view create the whole world of population. And to prove it, you can see it according to number, because right now, the world have approximately 8 billion human beings, plus how much billion maybe died before in famine, war, disease, etc., and whatever. But we today, 21st century, wanted to go back million years, but can't go back 20 years and look for our grandmother and father and see them being taken care of. Our parents, and we are beating them and putting them on the street. We are killing our brothers and our sisters for property. But then we are talking about humanity, love. The black man was the force on the world. I hear that. I'm tired hearing that. Well, if you, the black race, and I have nothing against you because I got the blood in me, if you were the first on the earth, and you was no bloody good to bring civilization up to this day, then you should have been off the earth, because that means you was not productive. You say it, not me. Because the Chinese and the Indian and the European come after you, and you mean to tell me they conquer you? And I said they conquer you, you said the white man conquer you, the European. But yet, the king of Mali, he used to give his visitor gold or bar gold. Think of it. Y'all was kings and queens. Y'all ruled Spain for 700 years as the Moors. Hannibal make the elephant cross the hills or the mountains into Europe, according to historical story again. I want to know, and I'm asking these questions. I look at modern news today, South Africa and other African leaders are speaking out about civilization and the unfair treatment Africa is getting. And it says the black people is not accepted no part of the world. I wouldn't agree with that, but in a sense, between 1 to 10, I will give it 6. He's right. Why they are not accepted? You all are fast to get into confrontation, tribal affair, fight, burn, kill one another. You think they will allow you to kill them? Wake to hell up, man. Because the European had them also, they be killing each other. They be chopping out the king's head. They been raping and killing our cave people, according to historian again. The Chinese built the wall of China. A lot of Chinese bones and skulls are in it, friends. And if Egypt crossing over, Moses put a lot of bones there. There was a lot of black soldiers in the Pharaoh government at the time, because Pharaoh was not a European white man, as you said. And if you study the geography of the world, the spice trade started from India with the silk. And China and all of them were joined together. Russia was one, like Africa. And Guyana and the Caribbean were joined until, according to history and time and historian, the world shifted apart. So we all spread out. It still is a questionable affair. Look how many thousand miles away Africa is shipped from South America. But if you bring the world map together and you put it, you can see some sense in it. But I'm still asking a question. What current or earthquake pushed it so far? The last I remember, a man named Samson pulled along 2 columns and killed his enemy, the Palestinians. According to history, I wasn't there. I am asking you, the African descendant of today, let us stop condemning the European as the white man, the white man, the white man. The white man exploit us. The white man take the gold. The white man take the mineral. Let's stop the BS. He went into Africa like he went into China. It's all happened accidentally. It's a questionable affair. We will never get that answer. Columbus came over here, he was going to India, and the breeze blew him here. Could it be the will of God? The act of faith and God. My friends, we, the modern generation, have to draw a line and put an end to this BS. I would blame the European as the white man for one thing. He should have left the Chinese in China, the Indian in India, and the African descendant in Africa, and use his own to capitalize and develop his continent. We would have still be running without clothes in the jungle, and raping and killing and fighting tribal affair with wood in we hand and wood arrow and bow. My friend, every citizen and nation play a role in God's world. If you call yourself the first creation of Adam and Eve, that means you are a black person from the beginning. Then you mean to tell me Eve was a black woman too, she didn't listen, and she betrayed a black man called Adam? And then our grandfather again, Abraham, where did he have a slave named Hagar from, an Indian woman? Wake your hell up, please. Stop this historical bullshit, and let's go forward with unity, love, and inspiration to save this generation that we are in. We killed the prophets. Many were slaves. The Bible said it, not me. The Quran said it, not me. You mean to tell me the man got more power and Lucifer got more power than God Almighty that created this wonderful world? And we, that the white man slaved the black man, he slaved the Chinese, he slaved the Indian, even slaved the own. Let's come off of this bullshit for a moment and look deeper. We all believe there is a supreme being. Call him Allah, call him Bhagwan, call him God. And we all believe in one thing, to the exception of the Catholic and the Hindus who make statues to portray God in a different complexion, while the Hindus got the Mother Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Krishna, all of them dressed so good with golden thing on their forehead, crown, nice clothes that did not even discover 100 years ago, but they had it 100,000 years ago. Why y'all don't wake to hell up and understand we are all being misled? Today, we have a problem. The European crossed the shore of Africa by accident. Many was captured and eaten, beaten, and maybe killed, until some wise chief in the black society realized they were human like them, because you don't see a pale white man, as you call him, white man, and he call you black man. You're going to touch him, you're going to be afraid of him as much as he will be afraid of him. And that was modern time to compare with the Bible slavery of Nebuchadnezzar, the Pharaoh, the Caesar, and going back many thousand million years. My friend, we must not go back so far when we can't go back in our house to look for our parents, our brothers and sisters, to unite them and make life easy. I heard a story that a Hindu friend of mine asked a black friend of mine who's a Christian, how Mary get Jesus, who's the father? He said, God. So I touched my friend and I said, ask him this question. How she just get two kids? One named Kush, and I forget the other one, so I make jokes and say Kush and Hush. When Ram was in exile and there were no visitors, because that's not the own father, for a crotch of a woman in Kaku Keke, he exiled his own son. So from the beginning of time, you black people in India got problem over the crotch of a woman. Sorry. You kill your brother. You defeat him for his throne. You will go to bed with your gladiator and defeat you. Look at David. King David. Selassie great-grandfather. The man of Ethiopia. The man that every Jamaican Rasta prays as the son of David, a prophet, who died in exile in Ethiopia. Well, I am calling on everybody to forgive to forgive our Rastafarian brother, Haile Selassie. Because if David was the king of his, and he had a very good friend who was a very good commander for the force of the military, and he overlooked over his balcony and see the man treacherous wife bathing, rubbing his skin, and he get excited, and he called his friend. He create a war and send him and tell those people, put his friend in front to die in the war so he can be with his wife. And that is what Selassie came from. Sin. And you call he a prophet. Son of the prophet. Which prophet commit that crime? Then the followers have a right to do the same. My friends, I want you all to understand clearly. Let's deal with the European now in our time. 14th, 15th, 16th century. That we know from Columbus, that Bosses and other things. When Columbus went over here in 1492, he discovered a nation, the indigenous people. They were kind and very devoted to him and Juan Martin, who discovered the El Dorado city between Venezuela and Guyana. My friends, historians have lied to make their way. So I'm begging of you, come up of it. Accept the past, whether it was a mistake or not, for the Indian race from India as cheap labor. For the African race, as you call yourself black, from the continent of Africa. The European did not capture you. You were sold to him by your ancestor. Your ancestor was sold to him. Because maybe your ancestor was a troublemaker. So the wise one, instead of killing them because they are family, they sell them out. Today, you did not see a European white man, as you call him, you had a right to rebel. And he have a right to be on the P and the Q to keep you quiet before you kill him. The ocean had the secret of many bones was thrown over alive because of rebellious slaves. These things you all must understand. And those ancestors suffer. Today, you all are in the modern world, the West on trial. Created by the Europeans who made the biggest mistake. They should leave you all in Africa. Leave the Indians in India. And leave the Chinese in China. The world would have been a better place of peace. And plenty of us would not have been civilized, wearing clothes. And all you black men and women who criticizing the white race, don't wear no suit, collar and tie and no shoes. And don't wear no dress, no bikini or see-through bras. Let's go back to tribal affair. A piece of cloth around the hip, everything hanging down, and our great-grandmother breast touching the floor when she bent down. And maybe we like vulgarness. So let's stop the bullshit now and go forward to the 24th century. We understand it was crucial time. This is modern time. At the click of your finger, you could open up your door. At the click of your finger or a clap, you could put on your light. You could speak and your telephone can hear you and give you a voice. You could see TV that would show you the world in seconds. This thing had a purpose. I quite agree with the African leaders that say America and Europe need the material to carry on what happened. And yes, business people in all these developing countries, by giving money to politicians to get a vote, when an African nation called for the price of the oil, the bauxite, the mineral resources, and called a strike, whether it's America, England, or France, they send in the troops to kill the people because of those business elite who bribe them. And it is wrong. But again, out of the supplement of that, we could pick up a cell phone and see the world. We can turn on the TV and see the world. We can sit in a plane and in the next 8 hours from America, or 10 hours, we are in Ghana. 12 hours, we are in another African country. 20 hours, we are in India or China, or maybe 24 or 36 hours. Depends what kind of plane you use. When it was taking years to sail from Europe to Africa, it's taking you just a few days with a ship today. No more sail. Friends, you, the modern generation, I ask you, lift your hand to unity now. There are good black people, good Indian people, good Chinese, and there are good European as white man and white woman, as you say. All men have an appetite. And in every race and society, we have men who breed women and leave them and run away and call them child mother. But the African continent and India is filled with that. And in India is a lot of thief, prostitution, and a lot of killing of women. Today is a religious problem of India. So I want to deal with that before I touch Guyana. If you are a Hindu and God is a spirit and you never see him, and you are a Muslim or a Christian and God is a spirit and not you don't see him, all you pray to him. Why the hell are one religion killing the others? Because of your God. You think you can fight God war for him? You are only going to live 70 years, 70 or maybe a little longer. And you're going to rat them for God, you will stink than the pig or the meat or the chicken you eat. Or the fish in your fridge, if it breaks down, it stinks. Or if you don't take a shower, your ass and your woman private parts will stink. So we are nobody. I'm just giving you a little incentive. Today we have perfume to spray our skin, soap to wash, water is plenty. We have towel, we have nice bed, we have car, we have plane, we have ships, motorcycle. Today, in modern time, we should join hands to go forward to make this world a better place for humanity, not black man being exploited, white man exploit you, and then the other race of the Indians with the bullshit, and the Chinese, well, you could see they are together. Call them communists, but don't call them stupidists. Call them what you want, but they are living. Before there was only allowed for one kid, now they can make 2, 3, and 4. My friends, everybody needs laborers. Well, let me touch Guyana now. From 1966 to now, what have we accomplished? We put the black man in power, and every other race suffer. From the East Indian to the Chinese, to the Portuguese, to the mixed race. And worst of all, you, the black people, should be a effing shame. Since you're condemning the white man to take your effing resource of Africa and enslave you, in that time to now, and you're wearing 3-piece suit, being dressed, bikini, And you got the Amerindian, who is the indigenous people, screwing their women, breeding them, killing them, and running away and don't take responsibility in the police force and the army. It's alleged. It was told to me by a few Amerindian people, it's alleged, that a certain man who was in government or still in government, at the time was in the military, when the Melvin and Hart family uprised up in the interior, he went there as a GDF, and they say he was involved in killing and raping Amerindian women and men. But again, it's alleged, but God will make that decision. I hear, as I tell you what I heard, it's alleged. But today, modern man, from 1966, it was not for the Portuguese. Guyana wouldn't have gained independence, but the CIA, with the help of John F. Kennedy, had hands in it. But whatever wrong you do, whether you're France, England, America, Russia, China, it will come back to haunt you. Because today, America helped to destroy Guyana because of Dr. Jagan and his communist ideology. They had just came out of World War II. They signed a document called the Monroe Doctrine. And in Geneva, I want you all to read the Western Trial Part 1 and 2, Dr. Jagan, the hypocrite writing. And he had to divide Guyana because he and Burnham were still friends. Because Burnham happens to be the godfather of his son, Joey. But I want you all to know the two major races. One is very corrupt, very jealousful, spiteful, covetous, devious, and very ungrateful is the Indian race. You fight against your own. You poison them. You give them dead man water. You take them to court for their own land. You bribe judges, magistrates, and you pay the same black people to torment them. Either breaking down their house, lighting it a fire bit because you have a few dollars. But I'll tell you something, in the right government, all land disputes shall be resurrected back. And even if you're dead and gone and your ancestor hold it, you will lose it once it proves that you had robbed somebody. Trust me. And all judges and magistrates and lawyers who have done wrong by selling their client case, may God have mercy on you when that time comes. And if you're dead, your children shall bear your fate. Said the Bible, not me. And I'm only quoting from Jesus. For the sins of the parents shall fall upon the generation. And what goes around will comes around. And what goes up must comes down. And do unto others as you would like them to unto you. Which means if you hurt mine, I'm going to hurt you. All right? Imagine you black people in Guyana, much more educated than the Indian, much more self-conscious, much more humanity, more love and affection, was misled for a few dollar bill because you're hungry. And your position. And you, the men who force these women, Indian and other race, to have sex, to hold a job, or to get a paper signed. If you have daughters, they will go through it and run daughters. Take it from me. And if you kill innocent people, your generation will go down the same way. The Bible said it, not me. But what I can't understand also, why you kicking my ass and I must leave you to God when God threw the devil out of hell in a war? But then he said, Jesus, who tell me do unto others as you would like them do unto you. So it means if I kick you, I got to expect you kicking me back. So you know what I mean? If you kick me, I'm going to kick your ass back. And if you kill mine, hey, I swear to God, I'm going to kill yours. Because none of us will live forever. Learn one thing. Japan messed with America and they get 2 bombs in their ass and they're quiet since then. Pearl Harbor. Okay? Vietnam, North Korea and all of them, And the problem, there's still America teach them a lesson. America have done a lot of good, but they have done a lot of bad because of mislead by corrupt businessmen whose money they have taken in Congress or presidency. But they do more good from 1 to 10. I will give 7.5. Good. Because they give you the rights to live and to grow and to become your own boss. While in some country, we call it communism, the government owns everything. The government is another god. While in the capitalist world, the economical world, you can own, but then there's a lot of corruption comes with it. We exploit our brothers, underpay. In some cases, we don't pay them. Like a certain president of America was accused, it's alleged, worked a lot of Spanish people to build hotels and other things and never pay them because they were illegal. That's wrong. If it had happened, it's alleged. I'm calling him. But whatever wrong you do, just come back to hand you in many ways. Now we have a black brother in Brooklyn, Mr. Burke, I think, a well-spoken person, maybe very educated. He's trying to get the U.S. Black Caucus to support him and to call upon Joe Biden, Miss Harris, Kamala, Vice President, to look into Guyana affair because of the killing of the African descendant children. Now, I don't blame him. He's right. But I want to ask him a question. If the Indian pay a black man to kill a black man, it's against the law. But when the Indian pay a black man to kill an Indian and imprison them wrongfully, is that right, my brother? That is where you and I can't mesh. I joined the PNCS APNU. I got my paper, I can present it in my next show. Because I tried the WPA, I wanted change to stop the corruption from black people leadership in Guyana in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The only man was different was the man called Desmond Hughes Hoyt. Okay? No man have a right to kick down the door of another, rape their women and kill them. I don't care whether you're brown, black, or green. You must be executed. The law of the land must be the law of the land. And you ignorant black people, I got a message for you. Because a lot of you are good, but you're being misled. When an Indian pay you to beat and kill and lock up innocent people or charge them as police officer, I hope you know you already tell 10 other Indians who you are. And they got your name. And they got the name of the person that you write fictitious charge, lock them up. You got the name of the magistrate and the judge and the prosecutor who locked them up. You got the person name who might beat them in prison and who killed them. I hope you all know your days are coming. And even if you're dead, you're sure going to answer it. I believe in that. Help me God, I swear upon that. Do nothing, fear nothing. You hear? There's a lot of Guyanese Indian businessmen, some in Sheriff Street. They got parking lot, a graveyard. That is what the brothers should talk about. How could you take a resting place of a graveyard and turn it into a business place selling cars? Maybe the girls are driving in cars. Brother, they're going back to Africa in that car. What do you think? Why you think the flood was there under the Barack their government? That I was made to understand some of the tomb broke loose and the casket was floating to the Atlantic Ocean. Maybe the dead had more vision and sense than those who are alive. Can they see what was coming? An Indian will take away heaven from God. But again, there is good amongst a lot of you. Great devotees who are more human than the rest. In every 100% Indian, I will give 7 or 6% righteous, the rest is garbage. Okay? From India to Pakistan, to Guyana, to Trinidad, to St. Lucia, to Suriname, to Africa where they are. That's where the Yamin chase out 750,000 of them. And Burma do the same. Burn them out, kill them. But then, those are those people's country. You, the black race in Guyana, want to remember one thing. Burnham sent soldiers into Angola and Mozambique. All right? When Idi Amin drove out those Indian people, 900 or something thousand, I said, sent the 2 hours. A Ugandan tell me it was 96. Chased them out of Uganda. No black leaders condemn him. Okay? But I recommend a movie with Denzel Washington for all you to see, Mississippi Masada, where the Indian man says he's a lawyer. I am a Ugandan. I know nothing of India. Okay? But the same shit in Guyana was what happened in Uganda. They're fighting each other for land. They're going to the voodoo man to hurt their own brothers and sisters. And Idi Amin was a Muslim. He didn't stand for that garbage. With all the accused, he was eating people as a cannibal. There's no proof. But the point remains, you need a Spartacus to deal with the gladiators we have in Guyana, in the uniform, the killers, the corrupt magistrates and judges. If you all are women and you have children, may they suffer before you die to witness the crime that was committed against innocent people for a dollar bill or a position. You must suffer. Your children must bear the pain. And let them run mad in front of your eyes because you are corrupt. And you must eat the filth that cometh from your ass because you are wicked. And you, the police officer who killing for corrupt businessmen, taking bribe, the registrar, the ambulance and surveyor, may God have mercy upon all of you for the wrong things y'all are doing to people, Indian and black alike. And let me make it clear to my black brothers in Guyana and India. You black men claim, I got your blood in me, that the white man slaved you. He take African resources. What the F have you done to the Amerindian and the Burnham government? And even Hart, even David Granger, did you all give them back the land? And when you all come with the fallout from the PPP, the two opportunists, Ramchatan and Nagamutu, I hope the two of you here. How far you all going? America gets what America wants in this hemisphere. And we are the servants of America. We will die for America. They make mistakes, but they are still a better country than many around the world in the past and present. But again, corruption is all over. And bribery is under the table in an envelope or a handshake. My friend, whether you get $1 billion to kill George Correa, are you going to live my life? I might be in the grave as a body, but my spirit will be in your house. I might show myself to your wife and you in the time of your love making. When you go in the bathroom, I might push her and the soap bar just to give it to you. Are you not afraid of the answer? So what I'm telling you, my black brothers in Guyana, under the Burnham government was racism right the way through. So when Mr. Burke is talking about the Indian government is racist, take this correction, Burke. Indian are not racial people. Your race are. But again, the good ones don't be involved. But from 1 to 10, 7 of you are racial. The rest are decent, honorable, and kind and devoted to their God and to humanity. And you all rape the Amerindians. You enslave them and take their resources. Burnham take away the Amerindian land. He never give it back to them. And he made the Constitution. President for life, he dead and gone. I hope he's still the president in Parliament. My friends, you all are hypocrites. Indians are not racist. They are corrupt, covetous, vindictive, spiteful. As I said, covetous. They are revengeful, and they are very ungrateful. But there are good ones among them too. Because they came from a thing called caste system. The higher standard treat the lower one with scorn. The lighter skin treat the darker skin with scorn. Same goes to Africa in the tribal affair. But today is the 21st century. The world has opened up a new horizon. Educate your bloody self. Get to know your brothers and sisters. Stop screwing your sister and call she child mother. And she calling you child father. Okay? I look Judge Judy and another judge in America, the amount of black women I see going to get DNA with 10 different men. It's a bloody shame. We can identify a breed of dog, what animal, what dog it come from, but that woman can't remember which man is the child father when she went to bed with 10 or 6 or 5. What a shame. Let's unite and make this world a better place for humanity. God make man, man make religion, and use color to identify your illiterate ignorantness of tribal affair and caste system. We are human beings, divided by culture and language. And you, the black race, you have to stop telling people Jesus was black, Moses was black, because I hear that a lot. Well, if they all was black, was white people kill them? When the white man only entered the continent of Africa and Egypt so many hundred years, and those men died 1,000 years ago? Stop your illiterate nonsense, okay? Travel. Start reading historical effect. So for my brother, Bert, I want you to know, I would rather have an Indian government ruling Guyana, and out of every 100, they thief 80 but still give 20. Than the black man who thief all and was the second richest black man in the world in the Ebony magazine, Lyndon Sampson Forbes Burnham. A liar son of a effing bitch. Y'all could kill me. I'm telling you all this, don't make that mistake and try that shit. Because we already got a book full of judges' name, magistrate name, prosecutor, police, and some corrupt businessmen that pay to lock up innocent people. Let it be known to you. Do unto others as you would like them do unto you. And how illiterate y'all are. Y'all joined with 2 Indians from the PPP that get kicked out, who had wanted to be president and prime minister. Y'all joined with them, and they chose a man named Mr. Das, Prasad or whatever he named, that bring down your government. It was a plot. How y'all know that Muslim Nagamutu family is not carrying news to the PPP and Mr. Ramjatan? Are y'all illiterate? An Indian woman will lie down with King Kong if she could own Africa or India. Okay? A black woman will think it's different unless she's forced into rape or slave trade. My friend, let's unite and make Guyana the stepping stone. Stop the nonsense. Let's open up Guyana to where the black people came from, Ghana, modern generation who are facing it, and bring them to Guyana. Nurses, doctors, and others, teachers. And let's do the same for India, because the modern generation is 10 times more educated than you. The fault of Africa is the leaders. The fault of Guyana is the leaders. Where is Uncle and Auntie? So I call upon you all to unite. Let's make an Amerindian man or woman the leader of Guyana, because it's his country. Africa ruled by black people, not white people anymore. India ruled by Indians, not white. China ruled by Chinese. But we claim in Africa what white man do, but what have we, Indian and black, done to the Amerindian? All 9 tribes, they should get 45% of the wealth. So I would rather keep the Indian government, work with the corruption until we get rid of the destruction and stop the obstruction. With that, I want to wish you all the best. Y'all may not like it. And stop this bullshit about religion. God make man, man make religion. So with that, please subscribe to my channel so you will get the next update. And also, I am your host, George Correa. If I offend you, I apologize. I'm not responsible for your ignorance. Good night.